Hello again to the second phase of the draft and quick follow-up. As you can see from the scores, I didn't perform too well on this particular account. It's only 47,073 percentile. The other two, however, ended up in 95% and 93%. Far from the top, but quite fine. So what went wrong? As I said many times in the first video, if you look at it, you need team fight on all three roles. I got only two and lost it on the core. So I ended up with 2000, 2000, and 6000 from just 25% team fight on the mid. And that wasn't the best meter for this for the team fights. It wasn't, but still it got more than double from the tormentors and tormentors on the sappers. That's how team fight is important. So for the second phase, you definitely should get a team fight. You obviously can get two team fights. You should have different stats on the banner, but you need team fight on all three. That's very important. Those who wouldn't get it would pretty much lost it. Maybe they wouldn't like get anything. Maybe they have some rewards in the end, but if you want at least 95 percentile, you need a team fight and runes on the middle. So that's what we're looking for in the second draft. What else went wrong? I give you a browser for a second. So this particular match, it wasn't the only one reason why it didn't wrong, but the two best teams fantasy-wise was Team Vision and Nigma, and third one was Team Falcons. Why? Because they got this beautiful match, 1.5 hours, 1.4k last hits on the Satanic, 40 observer wards, etc., etc. These two teams for this particular match got way ahead than anybody else. And for Nigma, they got quite a few matches what was hour plus long too, and they performed quite well. Lorinov is actually the best war, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see the calculator. Yeah. So look at the stats. Kills, runes, team fight. Lorinov number one. 300 over noon. And for the core, once again, Sumail and Davai on the second place. Not so far versus Satanic. And Skitter and Amar almost 1,000 worse. So if you just picked Team Paris for every role, you did pretty well. If you didn't, like, if you believed in the Chinese Dota, at least for supports, well, you didn't get what you wanted. As you see, it's only 11,000. On another account with better stats, I actually got 80 or 90 with same supports, but it's still not enough. You need 30,000 on each role. So yeah, it didn't work quite well. Another mistake was the underdog title, the 6%. As I told before, you need either clutch or underdog because they give you these bonuses most of the time. And what I didn't expect, a lot of matches, almost all of them ended with score 2-1. So the clutch worked almost every time, and probably those who was at the top with 100,000, with 70,000, they took the clutch, probably, or they get lucky with someone else, but probably they took the clutch because it's 60% and they got it almost every time, and that's a huge difference actually. If you got, let's say, 20,000, 60% is another 3,000. So for 3 rolls, that's another 9,000. So that's difference between 60 and 69. And probably that's the difference between around 90%, maybe 87%, and 97%. That's all you needed to be at the top with the right picks. So for the second part, I definitely take clutch and hope that the Dota stay the same. But it would be quite competitive. Um, what else I want to say about stats? So as you see, the calculator got updated. You can pick matches from TI6 now. Let me switch again. 80 matches passed. You can pick anything you got. Let's say ops, camp stacked, teamfight participation. Boom. And you see the actual numbers just from TI. And if you want more details, you can go to the bottom and look at particular stats. For example, if you go creep score, that this 1.5 hour game with Satanic and Falcons, where Satanic got 2k score creep, creep score, sorry. And the second is Lorinov with almost the same number. I don't know which game is it. That's quite strange to me. But for some reason, Lorinov got a lot of creeps. And he's a mid laner. So if you took not the deaths, not the kills, not the GPM, but the creep score, you could actually strike an awesome score with Lorinov. And that's why I told you what you have to choose players at the last moment by the stats you got. Because there is a huge difference between players. For example, Noon took a lot of... I don't remember which one. It wasn't the runes. It was something else. Watcher's Taken, maybe. For some reason, he got some strange stats, which usually are good on support, but bad on mid laner. And it worked quite well on another account. But back to the draft, because that's pretty much everything I have to say about the current numbers. Just look at them closely and change the players to the stats you actually got. So switch to the Dota again. That's just a placeholder. We probably change the liquid for somebody else, but for now it's Team Liquid. So let's evaluate our stats now. We got team fight here, we got team fight here, but we doesn't have team fight here. So we probably swap it if we got a chance. What we got tier-wise? The old ones are good. 5, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5. Almost perfect. And we got Mudstone 4. Here, Ops 4. Awesome. Team fight should be upgraded. Lotus is 3. Tormentor 4. So tier-wise, we don't need much upgrade. We want to upgrade the team fights, obviously. But over than this, everything looks fine. What we need is team fights on the core and runes on the meter. That's our goal with these 40 rolls. So let's see what we got. Randomly increase 2 and reduce 1. That could be a time bomb, because we can get something like, for example, we upgrade here because we want a team fight, and we got team fight 3. And for example, Ops worst played at tier 1. It could happen. So I'm not so sure about this one. But what we got else? Traits for red. Traits. Fractal. If everything is different, that probably wouldn't work. And currently it doesn't work. Unique. Unique is working. Vampiric is working. But 2 fractals, I'm not so sure. The problem is, if we switch it, there's a huge chance that we actually ruin it. Because what we can get? Fractal, it wouldn't help. Benevolent, that would be good. Vampiric, that would be good. Unique, that ruins the unique we got at the first one. Friendly, 0 chance we got 3 friendlies at the same time. So I don't like it very much. Here we got unique, which is working, benevolent, and fractal, which is not working currently. I say we don't roll for traits here. There's just a huge chance that we wouldn't get what we need. So tier-wise, we can probably try to roll support. because we want to upgrade the team fights, and we don't mind if we lose tier on the tormentors or lotuses. So let's change it for supports. Boom. Finally, we got some luck, unlike the previous times. Tormentors tier 1, Ops tier 4, Teamfight tier 5. That's the best results we could get. Reroll quality on last red. That's not quite good because we got tier 4 here, so it probably would be a downgrade. In tier 3, that's 50-50. Could be better, could be worse. And tower kills, it's not important. Stat for random green. That's a good one for core. Why? Because we still doesn't have a team fight. Trade for random blue, not important. So let's reroll stat for random green on the core. And we got courier kills, not good. Trade, randomly increase, reroll stat for green. We probably reroll. Could we do with the qualities? Probably not, because we got good qualities from the last time. We just got bad stats. So now we don't want to ruin it. We already upgraded what we needed. Now we just want a better stats. We reroll, team fight, tier 5, Roshan, and now all of a sudden the draft what gave us only 47,000 looks almost perfect. We still can upgrade it, but it's much better now. So let's see what we got else. Quality for random red. We don't want it. Quality for blue. No. Just no. Two at the middle. And ops, the most important one, is tier 4. We don't want to lose it. If we just reroll quality randomly, it could be 1, 1, and 2. It could be absolutely terrible. We at the better side, so we shouldn't reroll it. Trade for green. Vampiric and Benevolent shouldn't change it. Benevolent and Vampiric here shouldn't change it. Fractal and Vampiric. Probably we shouldn't change it. Vampiric gives plus 50 because it takes 10% from each. And Fractal doesn't give anything right now. Well, and Unique is working currently. So yeah, we probably shouldn't reroll because we doesn't want to waste the Unique and Vampiric, which both are working and give us plus 30%. So we just reroll operation. Trade for red. Once again, I don't want the trades. Trade for last blue. Maybe. Trade for blue. It's still the same. But if we reroll all of them, maybe it makes sense. Because we probably lost Unique on the Ops, but probably get it on something else. And maybe we get another Vampiric. And we got Unique bottom and 2 Fractals, which doesn't work currently and probably wouldn't work at all. Because we got 5 stats and should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Fractals to work. Quality for last red emblem. Not good. Reroll quality for green. No, we don't reroll team fight. Reroll stat for first green. Tormentor kills on support. Let's check it. Give me a second. Here's the guide. Oops. I suppose we can't. Oh, no, we still can't. Well, whatever. So let's just look at it at another browser, well, where I'm not blocked. So for the supports, the best stats is wards, obviously. For green, team fight, and the second with Star Mentor. Third is stance, so there's no point to reroll it. We already got the best pair. We want to reroll couriers on mid, but over than that, no thank you. Quality, no. Stats, no. So just reroll operation. That's fine. Trade for red. Not really. But the fractals doesn't work. And if we reroll unique, we probably get unique somewhere else, like the blue ones. So yeah, we can reroll it. And we get friendly, which doesn't work, fractal, which doesn't work, and benevolent, which works, but in a strange way. We got 20% here. I say it's fine. Quality for first red. That doesn't work for us. Random red. Doesn't work either. Trade for random blue. We see a lot of trades, but not something useful. But we already got team fight, so can't complain really. So let's just reroll again. Trade for blue. Quality for red emblems. And trade for last blue. Probably not. Trade for blue. No. We doesn't want it. Quality for one random red. No. Quality for red. No. Quality for last red emblem. Probably still no. Randomly increased. No. As I explained already, we got too many high tiers. We will lose them if we roll randomly. Stat for green. We doesn't want it because we got teamfights. Quality for one random red. Once again, no. As you see, if you got the god stats, you just reroll and reroll and reroll until you see something good. Quality for first red. Once again, we don't want to change it. Stat for blue. We doesn't want it because it's already pretty fine. If I remember correctly, for supports you want wards, that's the best one. Second is smokes, third is camp, and then watchers. The worst one is lotuses and runes. We got watchers and lotuses, so not the most optimal, but we doesn't want to lose ops. That's almost the best one. So we just reroll operation again. Quality for green, no. Trade for blue, no. Quality for first red, no. Stat for red. Let's actually could be changed. Let's see. For the red emblems, the worst are towers and madstones. And kills it's not so good. Def, GPM, creeps are the best. So we got Def and GPM. That's good ones. And we got creep score on the middle. Could be good, could be worse. For core, it's most important to get creeps and GPM. And we got only GPM. And Madstones is actually worse. If we just switch it from the Madstones to something else, we probably get better scores. So what we got is probably creeps, towers, and kills. Would it be an upgrade? Not necessary. For mid laner, there is a chance we can get worse, like towers and Madstones. But we can get... we already got towers, so yeah. Let's reroll on the mid. Because here, Madstones are bad, but devs and GPMs are in top 3. So we probably wouldn't change it. But here, we can try to lose creep score to get something better. So stats for red on my mid laner. Madstones and kills. So yeah. That's probably a bit worse. That's literally the worst tool we could get. Get rid of the towers. Second. Now we continue. Trade for blue. We got fine trades. Well, it's always the trades for some reason. Trade for red. Don't need it. Stat for blue. No. Wait. Stat for blue. We got lotuses on the middle. We don't need it. Smokes used. Is there anything useful in the mid laner? Let's look at the browser. Not this one, not this one. So let's see. Ops. 3k. Let's drop this, drop that. So we got just ops, and that's 200. Camps 700. Runes 2k. Watchers. Watchers doesn't actually work. I'm not sure if that's the correct one, but as you see, Watchers not so bad. Smokes completely wasteful. And for lotuses we got no data, but probably mid laners don't get a lot of lotuses. It's just too far from them. So we want runes or camps or watchers if we play with noon. So let's go back to Dota. Smokes are still bad. We need something else. Quality for red, no. Reroll quality for green, no. Randomly increased, no. So we reroll again. Last green reroll. Oh, that's a good one. Stat for blue. Interesting choice. So we need to reroll smoke for someone else, but the chances are small that we get the right one. But for the green, green on the mid laner. Well, teamfight is obviously the best, but then comes tormentors and stuns. But that depends on the player. But first blood is absolutely worse, and courier kills is second. So if we reroll it, there is a high chance that we got the better one. The problem is it doesn't provide much. Like the best case scenario, let's go to the browser again. So let's say we got Roshan. Roshan could be high. 1k on Velorinov. For some reason, guy is love his Roshans. Stuns 500. Couriers 300. Best. And the others is 200. Tormentor kills. No data for some reason, okay. And first blood, if you're lucky with Malrine, you got a lot. If you're not lucky, you don't. So I say it depends. It's not even so bad. Like we got 300s here or 200s here. And with Roshan, if you not alert enough for some reason, you got 100, maybe 2 more. So there's no such big difference. We probably should reroll the blue one. But I don't know. That's probably the last chance we can reroll it. But other options is not so good. Let's try it. The problem is, but in both cases, we can't reroll for something awesome. Only for the blue emblems, if we get lucky. But what if we don't? What if we don't? Okay, let's try to get lucky. We got lucky 2 times with team fights. Maybe we will get again. We reroll, and that's lotuses again. Trade for green, trade for random blue, stat for random green. We don't reroll random with team fights. Quality for green, trade for blue. Reroll quality for 1 random red. No, we don't want it. Quality for blue. No. Stat For the first green. No. Wait. No, we doesn't want to change the tormentor. Tormentor is good too. We reroll again. Randomly increase. Reroll trait. Or stat for blue emblems. Well, try again. Smokes used. Once again, it's Lotus's smokes. Lotus's smokes. Where is everything else? Quality on the last red. It's 50-50. I would rather change the stat on the last red, but that's not an option, unfortunately. Stat for green? No. Quality for one random red? No. Stat for green? No. Well, let's try. It's 50-50. And not on our side. Let's trades again. Quality for green? No. Trade for last blue? No. We reroll again. Quality on greens? No. Trade for red? Once again, no. But can we do better? Probably we can. Quality on greens? No, we doesn't want it. For one random red? No. So, we choose traits. Benevolent, friendly, and vampiric. That's a good one. Because vampiric put on the bottom is losing only 10% on the top, but not on the bottom. So we get plus 40%. That's a good one. Friendly is useless, and benevolent give us plus 20 each. So that's a fine one. Stats for green? No. Reroll stat for one random green? No. Thank you. Quality for blue? No. Quality for red? No. Stat for one random green? Once again, no. Quality for random red? Stat for first green? Rate for last blue? A lot of traits for some reason. Stat for last green, stat for blue emblems. Well, that's our last chance to get the runes. We probably wouldn't. Watcher's taken. Well, as you remember, for some reason... I didn't switch to Dota. Well, let's switch for now. Well, I explained every move, so you didn't lose much. So, what we didn't get? We didn't get the runes on the middle. That's quite important. But we got the teamfights. The tiers are fine. 4, 5, 5. We got a better bonuses with trades. And we got... Well, the only thing is not so good on this is stones and kills. Like, that wouldn't get us far. Definitely wouldn't. But in general, we got a good supports. We got a good course. And for me, it's not the best, but with teamfight and watchers, it could be relatively fine. So we probably wouldn't get to the top with this account, but it would perform better than in the first half. That's for sure. So now what we do is go back to the browser and look what players we get. So let's start with core. It should be GPM teamfight devs. GPM teamfight devs and Roshan and Matt Stones. And the percentage is 1.8. 3.2. 2.6, 1.7, and 2.7. on the completely useless Madstone collection. Ah, there's no data on it. Anyway, haha. Okay. So the best one is Satanic. I'm totally fine with it. And the difference is huge for some reason. So we go with Satanic. That was the best choice anyway. Now for meat we got Madstones, Watchers. Teamfight and kills. And courier kills, which is completely not important. 1.9, 2.4. Watchers probably doesn't work properly. And Madstones 2.5. And once again, the Noon is much better. I'm totally fine with it. In general, if you don't, if for your stats the numbers are closed, you actually want to choose the team what wouldn't be the best, like Paris probably would be. Like if we switch to predictions, I didn't change it here, but I choose Paris for the victory on all accounts. They probably wouldn't. CIS teams always choke. They never. But if they go as a favorites to the international, they never win for some reason. The only exception would be Spirit, which won 2 titles, one as a favorites and one as a not so much a better team. So with Paris, they probably choke at some point, but at every account I choose them as winners. So if you think the same, you probably shouldn't get them when the numbers are close. But they're not close in my scenario. Like Satani got 20.5, and Kiritich, for example, the second place is got 10.9. That's not close at all. That's a huge difference, especially with the bonuses. So we definitely doesn't want that. So now for supports, we got Ops, Team Tormentor kills, Team Fight, Lotuses and Watchers. And the numbers are 1.9, Team Fight 2.5, Lotuses 1.5, Tormentor 1.6, and Ops 1.9. And there is also Venigma is the best case. And once again, the difference is huge for some reason. So personally, I think that Enigma outperformed in group stage, and they probably wouldn't be so good. Like, let's look back with Dota, the predictions. So, Enigma Falcons, I say it's close. They may win it. And Liquid probably win against Team Yandex. For some reason, Yandex underperforms at this tournament. A lot of people, including me, put them at the 4-1 or 4-8 or 4-0. And they didn't perform at all. They was close to elimination. So probably Liquid will get him. But Liquid will get the Enigma for sure. Spirit IV, it's a that's a coin flip. It could be both. The list is Team Spirit. So IV probably would perform better than Bad Boom. Falcon probably outperform Yandex. Spirit probably outperform Falcons. Probably IV again. Probably Spirit again. Liquid. And that's the prediction. It probably wouldn't go so far. Here I took just 7, which is a lot if you think of it, but it was pure random. As you see, for one, no idea how this happened. LGD, I didn't put them at 04, and still they outperform it with the standing. That's amazing. Gamer Legion didn't end with 1-4. Just amazing. Nigma outperformed a lot. Liquid outperformed a lot. So honestly, you shouldn't copy it. Take second, third, fourth opinion. Look at someone else because I watched maybe half, third of the matches and I didn't took it too seriously. So that's probably would be more than half wrong. So take advice from someone else. I expert only on the fantasy part. So what we should get is Nigma. But still, I think they play 3 matches total, not more. If they perform better, that's nice. But I don't think they will. But the Noon, the Satanic, these gentlemen will get solid results for us. And that's pretty much it. That's the players, that's the stats. Hope you perform better than me. And that's pretty much all. Good luck. Have fun.